Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And in this one, sometimes I'm reminded that Moonkin is just an amazing, amazing specialization and a ton of fun. Sometimes I'm kind of sold out on it, and I put it down for a while, but then I come back and I get a game like this, and there's no amount of satisfaction in WoW I think that you could have than an experience like this specific match that I was playing with some viewers on my stream, twitch.tv/Supatease, if you'd like to watch or play along live every day at 11 a.m. PST. In this particular clip, I'm playing with a Restoration Shaman, Ikros, who jumped in. We climbed 200 rating in our first session together, so always a blast to play with you guys as well. And in this specific clip, I am running a Night Fae Balance Druid. I'm sure we're all aware of Convoke the Spirits at this point, but I'm mixing it with a Starburst kind of Starfall build. So this way there's a lot of chaos going around in the map, even outside of the Convoke the Spirits window that is normally the only point in the game where the enemy team would be afraid. So the main priority of this gameplay style is to keep your damage over time effects on as many targets as possible, to keep Starfall up as much as possible, and to position yourself in the map so that you're in narrow corridors or corners or next to walls. This is very important because it's going to manipulate where the starbursts are going to fall down from the skies. And then once you see these starbursts on the ground, you're going to feel like Jinx in Arcane with a bunch of grenades on the ground just absolutely exploding Piltover. It's going to be a blast for you, trust me. This other team, they came into the chat after the game and was like, how many knockups do you have? Because they were getting knocked up 3 times at certain points. It was absolutely insane. And Blades Edge Arena, probably the best map for this. If you got Blades Edge Arena, you're not picking Starburst and doing this, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But at the start of the game, I'm just trying to find the druids in stealth. Not able to with the Typhoon, so they're going to get the opener on me, but that's fine. I'm in a narrow corridor on this ramp. That's a very important position, or the top side of the bridge. First order of business, get my damage over time effects on as many targets as I can. At the moment, that's only 1. Second step, get Starfall up. Make sure Starfall is up as much as possible. If you're getting instant lunar strikes, then get those out as soon as possible. And you can already see the bombs starting to fall, one on the far side of the bridge, one towards the middle side of the bridge. So my main goal is to just maintain these dots, keep Starfall rolling, and just wait for the money. Just wait for the big bank of star bombs to land on the ground. And as soon as I see a bunch of them collected in one area, I'm going to immediately get my Boomkin turkey butt over there as fast as possible. I'm going to gobble it and I'm going to book it, and we are going to be dumping down some bombs. In the meantime, you've also got big threats like Convoke the Spirits. Want to line that up with your Bash. This is going to guaranteed get a trinket from your opponents. It's going to put them heavily onto the back foot and get out a tremendous amount of pressure. Now, you can use Convoke the Spirits in a variety of ways. You can either use it on cooldown to maximize your damage, or you can try and wait until the opponents have used their medallions to escape crowd control and sync it up for a one-shot burst moment. In this specific video, again, the main strategy was to try and pump out as much damage as possible, so I'm using it more or less on cooldown and focusing on the starfalls and trying to get as many bombs. And we haven't really hit the point where we're going to start to see that chaos just yet. You have to be very patient with this. You have to wait for it to exactly line up, but as soon as it does, then you are going to be in for a good time. You can see bombs getting called in right now towards the middle of the bridge, right on top of my character, bombs behind my shaman at the moment. So if I want to pull the feral druid into those bombs, then they're going to get knocked up in the air, they're going to take a bit of damage, and I'm going to generate astral power, which is going to be very important for just maintaining my rotation in general. You can see the feral druid taking a little bounce up into the sky. Now I'm going to move the feral druid over to my other bomb that's on the ground in between the Convoke the Spirits, and oh, what do you know, another bomb spawned in front of me over there. Feral druid tossed up into the air. I'm going to go over here, pick up another star bomb on the ground, and what do you know, another star bomb on the ground, 2 of them over here. Okay, I'm going to be going over there as soon as possible. And this feral druid's wondering if they're playing arena or if they're playing on a trampoline at this point. But now there's 3 bombs. Look at that bomb pocket in the corner right now. This is what I mean by using the narrow corridors. This feral druid's got a ticket punched, airplane ticket somewhere at this point. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. This is what I'm saying. It's just so satisfying when everything goes this way. And I'm just waiting, right? I got Convoke the Spirits coming up in 5 seconds. I got Bash coming up in 5 seconds. This druid's already down to almost half mana at this point, and I could be playing more effectively with my eclipses. Need to be dumping these instant starfires out and getting into lunar eclipse as soon as possible. Here I make a mistake of bashing the druid, honestly. I should have used this bash on the feral druid because they have no trinket, and then that would have allowed me to convoke the spirits without being interrupted. So now it's going to be kind of a weird position, but still I'm having fun with the bombs. I'm just watching this feral druid bouncing up and down. Like, we're watching this in slow motion. We're watching this at half speed. So in full speed, this feral druid is going doop, 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 doop. And if you want to start kiting more with wild charge to get away while the enemies are knocked up in the air, you can. Feral Druid's a bit harder to do that, but look at this. 2 bombs to the left side ramp right now. Resto Druid's getting bounced up now. He decided to come into the pool. Yeah, everybody come in. Let's have a party. Incap them while they're in the sky. Make them do a pose. Like, this talent alone is probably the most fun talent in the game. I need to find a way to make this talent work in 3v3. I think you can definitely make it work in 2v2 because dampening starts right away. It means that the damage that you're doing and you accrue is going to be more relevant. It's going to stick longer. But you can see this feral druid still putting pressure on me. Need to kite and avoid some damage while my shaman is crowd controlled. Get back to the top of the bridge as soon as possible, though, because I want to be using those narrow corridors with these ramps in the top of the bridge so that Starfall is going to be spawning as many bombs as possible. And eventually, they're going to get overwhelmed by the amount of bombs. So maybe this composition, I'm trying to think in threes. I was thinking about trying it with a mage. With this star bomb build, maybe something like a frost mage, so the enemies are just snared the whole time, getting AoE down, getting bounced up into the air. That might be the first composition that I would like to try with this, but it's still very important that you manipulate your positioning with this build, because otherwise the stars can spawn really far away from you. So you always want something behind you, a corridor, a wall, a corner, something like that. Here I go for a Convoke the Spirits onto the Resto Druid. They're smart. They run away from that as soon as possible. Not a big deal because it's just going to give me a big mastery buff after casting the spell from my Soulbind, which is much more, pretty much the super important part of it if you don't manage to land any of the Convoke the Spirits damage. And now look at the bombs. We got the bombs going again. Feral Druid's going up into the air, has Bark Skin up. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to keep Starfall rolling, keep the bombs going, and every time one of these bombs hits, it gives you a little bit of Astral Power, which helps you juice up this build. And I would recommend running Stellar Drift. I don't think I was in this game just yet, but Stellar Drift lets you move and cast, so you can move towards the next bomb while more bombs are being called in and generate Astral Power. Look at this feral bounce up in the air, 17k Star Surge, swap over to the Druid, punch the Druid down to 50%, get Frenzied Regeneration. You can see once dampening starts to really kick in, and they can't just heal through it with all the Feral Druid hybrid healing. They're just panicked. They're just in bear form. They're running around in circles. They don't know what to do. They're still getting bounced up in the air. Star Surge is going straight up into their skulls. Like, this is the most fun talent in the game. I don't even care if it's not the most competitive. I'm going to play this talent every single game. It's just that fun. Like, just period. It is that fun. I'm only going to play this talent. And then when you've got the Convoke the Spirits, I think I eventually get one off here. Honestly, I'm playing pretty terribly with the Convoke the Spirits because I haven't played with it this much with it, this expansion, since Covenant swapping happened. So once I figure out how to nail down the Convoke timings with this Starfall build, I think I'm going to be a real lean, mean Moonkin fighting machine here with this specific build. So still staying in the corridor. Your allies can also pick up the bombs. Here my shaman has a bomb picked up, so they can kind of special delivery service Uber Eats these star bombs into the enemies as well. You can knock the enemies back into the bombs. There's a lot of different tactics that you can do with this talent. I think this is probably, in my opinion, the best talent they made in 9.1. I absolutely love this thing. Just look at them go up into the air, almost out of mana. I got Celestial Alignment coming off cooldown. I got Starfall up. I got Convoke the Spirits. This game is pretty much in the bag, and they're still just getting bounced up, generating bombs while I'm in a stun with the Starfall. So, like, this thing is hilariously a good time. And as long as you can weather the storm and just stay alive, it just gets better and better and better with every passing second. You have a higher and higher chance of spawning these bombs exactly where you want them to spawn, and you can just absolutely go crazy. So here with the Incarn Convoke, we just kind of go for it because the Feral Druid has no interrupt. And look at the devastation. The Resto Druid panics, jumps on top of me to try and stop it, but it's time to call in some bombs. And with Celestial Alignment, Mastery buff, on-use Trinket, there's no coming back from this. There's just absolutely no coming back. It's the point of no return. And that's what I meant by as soon as I figure out how to nail these setups with the Convoke the Spirits. I'm not even max renown at the moment with this Covenant. max renown, figure out how to nail these convoke the spirits, get a 3v3 comp, maybe hunter, maybe something like a frost mage. Once I get all the pieces put together, this thing is going to be nuts. And I can't wait to try it with the next patch 9.2 with the tier set bonuses that are coming and being able to wear 2 legendaries, getting 24% more crit from that legendary on top of the 1 minute convoke the spirits. Moonkin's starting to win me back a little bit. It was lost. No one's really playing it. I think a lot of people don't think it's okay, but it's not super competitive. This is making me want to make it work. I want to find a way to make it work. But other than that, I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope this has intrigued you to at least give it a go. You can definitely do this as any of the covenants. At the moment, I was just playing Convoke the Spirits because I wanted to have some fun memeing around with it, but maybe it ends up actually being the best. We'll have to wait and see. Again, if you'd like to follow me live, twitch.tv/Supatease. If you want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, I do my best to make sure that this is a great resource for education and entertainment to improve your experience with World of Warcraft or potentially pique your interest in it in the future if you're not currently looking to play it at the moment. It's going to be a great channel for you to be subscribed to for that reason. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video. I will see you in the next one.